So in A New Earth, Eckhart talks about how words, whether they are vocalized or internalized in your head as thoughts, can cast an almost hypnotic spell over you. And that was definitely true for me. At the beginning of my journey, I remember I tried so hard to be present, to be aware in the moment, but it was really challenging. There was just this strong urge to go back to being unconscious. It was much easier to be like that because I guess up until that point, my whole life before that, I had been deeply unconscious, right? I was basically running on a set of automatic programs, automatic, thought patterns and behaviors that was just easier to go by. There was very little resistance to being in that kind of state. And so there was just this strong gravitational pull to go back to being unconscious, no matter how many times, how much effort I would try to be, aware and present in the moment. I remember there was this feeling of no separation between me and my thoughts, me and my feelings. It really did feel like that was who I was. And so there was just this kind of, hypnotic spell over me that I couldn't separate the two. I remember Eckhart shares in the book that he basically had an instantaneous awakening, that he was able to let go of his ego. And so that was definitely not the case for me. It was more of a slow, gradual process for my awakening journey. And I kind of feel like that would be the case for a lot of us, that a lot of us will have more of a gradual process than an instantaneous awakening. And when it comes to being more present and being more aware in my life, it reminds me of working out. I don't expect to have one workout session and then get results the next morning. I know that it's a gradual process, that it takes repetition and practice to build my strength. And so it reminds me of the idea of building my awareness muscle. And two of the ways that actually really helped me kind of build my awareness muscle was one being meditation, specifically a concentration style of meditation. What really kickstarted my meditation journey was actually going through a silent meditation retreat through Vipassana. And even though it was a really positive and life-changing experience for me, I don't expect everyone to do that, because I know that everyone has different experiences, different, results with doing Vipassana. So I'm not saying that it's for everyone, but I definitely would recommend a concentration style of meditation if you were to incorporate a meditation practice in your life. Because the concentration style, I feel, really does help strengthen our focus and our attention. And so I feel like it's a type of skill that you build upon through the practice of meditation. And the other way that I've been able to build my awareness muscle is through trying to incorporate more awareness into my everyday life. So at the beginning, I started off with asking myself questions to help me bring my attention to the here and now. So a lot of the times at the beginning, I would just try to do it as many times as I could throughout the day. But I would just ask myself things like, what am I thinking? What am I doing? What am I feeling? Just to try to bring myself back to this moment. And so I would just do this on repeat as many times as I could. At the beginning, it was a lot harder. I didn't do it as often because I would forget. But the more I tried to remind myself, the more I was able to do it, and the more it got easier. So at this point, I don't actually even have to ask myself questions. I just remember to bring myself back into the moment, and it's a lot easier now. Because of all the effort and practice that I've done throughout the years, it is a lot easier now to basically get present and be aware of what's going on in the moment. So it does pay off. So I guess when it comes to building your awareness muscle, it's really about making it a habit and just kind of doing the practical things that help you bring your awareness and attention to the here and now. And so that's why the concentration style of meditation really helps. And even just incorporating, more presence into our everyday by just trying to bring up our attention back to this moment as many times as we can throughout the day. So I hope that helped, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.